Good afternoon, councillors, members of the public, officers. Welcome to this meeting, which I declare open. And in doing so, I acknowledge this is Wadani Noongar Budja, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I want to welcome all of our wonderful members of the gallery here tonight, family and friends of retiring elected members and other interested persons. So welcome to all of you. It's great to see you here. I want to have recorded in the minutes the City Council's appreciation to Councillors Kelly, Warnock and Cook, who are retiring this Saturday. I'll be saying having a few more words next door, but just to record in the minutes the City's appreciation to the three of you for your outstanding contribution to our city over many years, particularly for Councillor Kelly and Councillor Cook. It's highly appreciated the amount of effort, passion and commitment that three of you have given to our city, so thank you very much. Right, we move on. Councillor Steele is on approved leave of absence. Any declarations of interest, councillors? Thank you. Confirmation of the previous council meeting. Move Councillor Cook, Councillor Hayward, all in favour. That's carried unanimously, thank you. Are there any petitions, councillors? We have a request for a presentation tonight by Mr. Rhys Harley, the Executive Director of Museum of Perth. He wishes to speak to our item dealing with that matter. Those who agree with that presentation, please indicate that's approved. Mr. Harley, when I get to your item, I'll invite you up for 5 minutes. So, now's a good time for you to come up. So there's a clock in front of me, and you have 5 minutes, so welcome.
Members of the public. Just a brief opportunity to address a few topics about what we're planning to do in partnership with the City of Bunbury, and also to answer any questions that you might have. As it is said in the agenda, I'm the Executive Director of the Museum of Perth. We've been operating in the city for about 5 years now, and during that time we've opened the Museum of Perth Gallery in the Atlas building overlooking the Esplanade down at Elizabeth Quay. We've also got a research hub there with about 70 workplace training participants, volunteers and members of the community who are working on our exhibitions and research projects. More recently, last year, we established our first local government partnership with the town of East Fremantle, which is one of the tiniest towns in Western Australia, but also full of history and heritage. About 5,000, I think, dwellings in the town, of which 1,200 of them are on their municipal heritage inventory. So we've been working diligently now over the last year to do all of the research on all of their heritage homes, looking at who's previously lived in those properties and interesting stories that relate to those houses. We've written 40 biographies of notable people from the town of East Fremantle, and we're now embarking on a project of researching all of their World War I soldiers on their honour roll. And the great thing about our website is that it's able to accept submissions from members of the public. So when it launches in about a month's time, it will be a collaborative, community-based project which we will be able to use to solicit information and history from the residents and former residents of the town of East Fremantle. What we're hoping to do here in Bunbury is quite similar, although there are more organisations and institutions and people down here who've been doing this kind of work for many years. So it's our intention to work in close partnership with the council's own staff and the museum, as well as with the Historical Society at King Cottage and the Oral History Group and other interested parties and organisations to to be an organisation that can draw some of those threads together and help to promote and celebrate the history of the town. We are asking for financial assistance to be able to cover the cost of rent, but all other costs associated with staff and overheads and insurance and all the rest will be covered by us. With the town of East Fremantle, it's a similar situation. They've also given us the use of free office premises, and during that time we've employed 2 staff members and had about 50 community volunteers working out of that office over the last year. So far I think we've been able to contribute about 20,000 man hours. We've got significant experience in digitisation and in transcription. You are very lucky to have such an incredible collection of council records, minutes, objects, your civic collection, the collection that's in the museum, the collection in the library. They're all really valuable, and there is a lot of gold, I think, that can be found through the digitisation and transcription of those records, which we'll be doing in close liaison with your library and museum. So there are heaps of opportunities, I think. Just looking at what we've done in a very short period of time with the town of East Fremantle, I'm really positive that there'll be plenty of work for us to do down here in Bunbury, and we're really keen to seek feedback and guidance and direction from the council in the way that we do that. So other than that, much of the information is available in the briefing paper, but I'd be more than happy to take questions from members of council.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harley, for coming down and presenting to us tonight. So, councillors, this requires an absolute majority. Can I have somebody move? Councillor Smith moves. Councillor Kelly seconds. Is there likely to be any debate? I'll put it all in favour. That's carried unanimously. There you go. Thank you. Have a seat. 11.1. Someone prepared to move that? Councillor Cook. Councillor Brown. All in favour? That's carried unanimously. Thank you very much. We've had previous questions answered. I think we're done, councillors. I declare this meeting closed at 5:37 p.m. Thank you so much for your attendance, and thank you, members of the public, for coming along, and officers.